Will it be jail or bail for actor Salman Khan? Continuous coverage, the most comprehensive coverage on headlines today. Let's take you to where the news is developing right now. The public prosecutor Sandeep Shinde has reached the Bombay High Court, as well as Salman's family and his lawyer. Today he is going to be represented by Amit Desai, not Harish Salve. I want to immediately cut across where the news is developing, which is the Bombay High Court, and joining me from there, my colleague Ankit Tyagi. While in the studio, we have Kapil Sankla, Advocate Supreme Court. We have columnist Nisha Jamwal joining us from Mumbai, as well as Sheikh Abdullah, one of the victims of the 2002 hit-and-run case. Immediately, Ankit, take us through the latest that you're getting in. We're getting some dramatic visuals there. Arbaz Khan on a motorcycle coming to court. We had visuals of Alvira as well. What's the latest update coming in from the Bombay High Court?
Well, everybody, it seems right now in the Bombay High Court wants to get in room number 21, Preeti, where Justice Tipsey will be presiding over the bail hearing of Salman Khan. There was a lot of tussle outside, a lot of people present there. In fact, the police had a tough time to close the doors. There were lawyers, those who were protesting, they wanted to go inside. So a lot of drama happening as far as the courtroom number 21 at the Bombay High Court is concerned. Just about in next 15 to 20 minutes is what we are hearing. Will the proceedings inside in this case will begin. Both the defense counsel, that is Amit Desai, a senior lawyer here in Bombay, and along with him the prosecution side will be presented by Mr. Shinde. All of them are inside ready to present their arguments in the court of Justice Tipsey. Right outside also a lot of drama happening, Preeti. In fact, there are pavement dwellers who are protesting against Salman Khan and his supporters for making some comments. Abhijit also made some comments about pavement dwellers. Also, they are protesting against people, those who are saying that it is also the fault of people, those who are living on the footpath. So a lot of resentment here, high drama outside Bombay High Court, a massive media contingent present here along with a lot of police. Inside to show support for Salman Khan is his sister Alvira, who has been throughout standing by the brother. She was the one who, in fact, a day before also went to the High Court and got that order, the breather. Good news of breather for Salman Khan. Apart from that, his brother Arbaz Khan, who made a dramatic entry from the back gate of the High Court on a motorbike, he's inside. So is the PR machinery of Salman Khan, along with another actor, Nikhil Dwivedi, who has in fact been standing by Salman Khan throughout this ordeal. So all set for this stage of this high-profile case with a lot of drama involved. But yes, very interesting would be the kind of arguments the defense would make, and whether the prosecution, opposes them vociferously. That is something that everybody is waiting to hear.
Right.
What we have been told is it won't take much time. It will be about 10 to 15 minutes to each side, and then the judge, of course, will be deciding over. But very interestingly, Preeti, the defense team has already planned their next move. If things don't go the way they want here, if Salman Khan does not get a long-term reprieve here, then the Supreme Court battery of lawyers is also ready in Delhi to take up this matter today itself.
All right, Ankit, stay on with us. Let's quickly apprise our viewers what's the latest that we're getting in. Our reporters at this juncture coming through that the public prosecutor Sandeep Shinde has already entered court. Development number 2, Salman Khan's lawyer Amit Desai. Today, he is not being represented by Mr. Harish Salve. He'll be represented by Amit Desai. Development number 3, Salman Khan's sister Alvira Arbaz, both are in court. Arbaz Khan, in fact, in quite a dramatic fashion, took a motorcycle to the Bombay High Court. His friends Baba Siddiqui have also reached the Bombay High Court. Salman, all right, so that's the latest that we're getting in right now from the Bombay High Court. What we do know is his cause number is on number 2 on the cause list. At about 11:30 is when, in all probability, another 25 minutes from now, when his bail plea would be heard. I want to immediately bring in Kapil Sankla, Advocate Supreme Court, who's in the studio with me. Kapil, take us through and break it down in layman terms, because there are a lot of people, a lot of fans out there, a lot of people who have genuine interest in this case, who don't quite know what's going to happen in court today. There are various scenarios that can play out if he gets bail, if he doesn't get bail, that he approaches, his battery of lawyers approach the Supreme Court. What are the multiple scenarios that can play out today at about 11:25 a.m. or 11:35 a.m.?
So first of all, there would be 2 points which would be argued. The first would be on the aspect of appeal.
Right.
The only thing that is required to be argued today is that the appeal should be admitted. So that is on very limited grounds, because sum and substance, the first appeal is a matter of right. The second question then would be whether the order or the sentence should be suspended till the appeal is finally heard. So whatever was being argued by the public prosecutor on television was the final arguments of the appeal. So the second part of it is that whether Mr. Khan should be allowed to be out during the period, the intervening period, when the appeal is finally heard after 6 months or 3 months or 2 years or whenever. So these are the two crucial aspects that would be argued today. Now, if the appeal is admitted, but the order of suspension...
That's scenario one.
That's scenario one.
Scenario one is if appeal is admitted.
And the order is suspended.
And the order is suspended.
That is
right.
scenario one.
Right.
Scenario two is that the appeal is admitted, but the order is not suspended.
What does that mean? What does order not being suspended mean?
All right. The order of the trial court
yes.
Of 5 years imprisonment would be suspended till the time the appeal is finally heard for arguments. Now, after the appeal is admitted, it is put on the roster, on the list,
yes.
and it comes up for hearing whenever as per the list demands.
Just hold up, just stay with that thought, Kapil. Let's quickly tell our viewers, the judge, Justice Abhay Thipse, has already reached the court, is what we are getting in. So I believe it's now only a matter of time. He's number 2 on the cause list. Continue, Kapil.
Absolutely. So now on this scenario, what is to be argued is not on merits, as is being stated. What is basically argued is that he's not a threat to the society, that he would have repented, because the idea of punishing somebody is that he repents for the crime that he has committed. Now, to repent would also mean what good he has done while being a part of the society. Now, in this case, these two arguments go in favor of Mr. Khan.
Right.
The third aspect, as I stated, was whether he has deep roots in the society, whether will he run away when the appeal is heard or not. In this case, this third argument also is in favor of Mr. Khan. So, as far as I understand, there are 3 very strong arguments in favor of Mr. Khan for the suspension of sentence, which is bound to be argued today.
Right, bound to be argued today. So once again, let's play out the scenario. Scenario number 1, if the plea gets admitted and the arguments begin and the court suspends and then suspends and he goes on to bail then.
He goes on to bail, very right. So the two aspects are section 374.
All right, you know what we're getting in, Kapil, and we're going to try and confirm that with Ankit Tyagi on the ground. Ankit, has the hearing begun? We believe Justice Abhay Thipse right now has arrived. What's the latest that you're getting? It's over to you, Ankit.
Well, the judge of Thipse has entered the court, and now the court is in order, although it's just few minutes before the hearing begins, because Salman Khan's case was listed as case number 2. So in just about a few moments, we are being told that in a few minutes, in fact, the defense would, the case would be mentioned, and the defense will start their argument in the case, and then it will be the time of the prosecution to oppose the arguments that have been made by defense. So it's just a matter of time, Preeti, as we have been telling you that about 11:15 is what we know, is that this case will come up for hearing. It is case number 2 in court number 21 of Judge Thipse, and he has entered. So the court is now in order, and any moment now when the hearing in Salman Khan's bail case will begin.
Ankit, stay on with us. Coming back to you in 5 minutes. Let's quickly cut across to Nisha Jamwal. She's a leading columnist. She joins us from Mumbai. Nisha, your quick thoughts right there. I think in about half an hour, Kapil, in half an hour we would know, right?
Absolutely.
All right. In half an hour we would know whether or not Salman Khan gets bail or it's jail for him. Nisha, quick comments.
The first thing I want to mention is that bail is about, a person being a threat to society. So I agree with Kapil. I don't think he should be denied bail at all, because his conduct across the 13 years has shown that he's never evaded court. He's always been there. And knowing the man interpersonally, I think he's not a threat to society at all. Even on a regular basis, he's just a regular guy doing a job in the movies. The second point I have to mention is, why should he be taking the fall for what Farah Khan Ali has said, or Abhijit, the singer? The irresponsible statements by them should not put him in a bad light. Now these protesters are, shouting and,
but Nisha,
and
this
saying
is just
he shouldn't get bail.
Nisha, this is just shenanigans. This is just drama which is ensuing outside. This will have absolutely no implication or ramifications on what the learned judge feels. Coming right back to you, Nisha, I believe my colleague Ankit, who's in front of the Bombay High Court, he's got some news for us. Go ahead, Ankit. What do you have?
Well, the hearing has begun. In fact, the first matter that was put up in front of the judge said that there is no need or urgency for that matter. So the hearing of Salman Khan case has begun. In fact, Just Tipse has mentioned the case, and now Mr. Amit Desai got up first. The judge and he has in fact complained to the judge that the courtroom is packed and the papers are not coming through inside the courtroom. So the defense has now requested the judge to ensure that the courtroom can be cleared so that they can bring in their colleagues and papers so that they can begin their arguments. The judge mentioned as soon as he came in, the case number 1, he said that it does not need any urgent hearing. So they came straight to case number 2, that was Salman Khan's bail plea. And on that, the judge asked the defense to start their arguments on that. Amit Desai, the senior counsel who is representing Salman Khan, has in fact said that they are not able to bring in the relevant papers because of the courtroom that is overcrowded. So as of now, that is what we are getting latest. In fact, we have also been told that the judge has asked the police to make arrangements so that the proceedings can go smoothly and all the relevant documents that the defense require can be brought in, Preeti.
All right, so Ankit, you're stating that understandably so, the kind of interest that this case has, even junior lawyers would love to be inside that packed courtroom, wouldn't they,
yes.
Kapil?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a learning experience in matters like these to hear senior counsels arguing matters.
Right.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Well, what we are getting to know right now, our producers tell us that we also have my colleague Shilpa, who is reporting from outside Galaxy Apartment. The reason why Galaxy Apartment becomes so important is because in that building there, when we are going to just show you the facade of Galaxy Apartment, is where Salman Khan is right now alongside his family and friends. Shilpa, I'm sure there's been heavy, fans who've been thronging Galaxy Apartment, the road outside over the last 4-5 days. What are you picking up? Are people still coming in, or the celebrities, the political leaders, has that thawed a little? Waiting. It's a wait and watch policy now, because the next 40 minutes will pretty much decide Salman's fate in terms of whether it's jail or bail.
Absolutely. Just like you mentioned, celebrities and politicians coming in, that thawed a bit. They're all waiting for the verdict to come in, either with congratulations or with their sympathies. But the fans, in fact, have turned up in very large numbers today. Today being the last day of interim bail, many of them have come from all across the country, Shirdi, Karnataka, for like one last glimpse of the actor for what might be a very long time. So the fans, in fact, this has been the largest turnout today. There's been heavy security deployed outside. There's a lot of police force outside, and I'm being told that's to maintain law and order here.
All right. Can you just, Shilpa, ask your camera person to maybe pan a bit? Can we get a little glimpse of what we're witnessing outside Galaxy Apartment? The visuals right now that we are beaming live to our viewers is that of Salim Khan. That's Salman's father. That's the balcony of Galaxy Apartments there. Shilpa, can you get us a quick pan perspective on what you're witnessing outside Galaxy, and then we'll cut across back to the Bombay High Court?
Sure. As you can see, there's bodyguards outside. There's a big media contingent that's arrived. Everyone awaiting the verdict. His fans are also waiting outside, but they're regularly being shooed off by the police. Unfortunately, we're unable to pan to the other side, which is where all the fans have assembled. On the first floor, there, if you see, there are 2 white fixtures on the first floor. That is Salman Khan's apartment. It's tightly boarded. It's tightly boarded up, tightly shut. Just like the family has been to the media, they haven't been responding to any of the questions.
All right, Shilpa, we're going to come back to you. Stay with us. Keep picking up reactions, coming right back to you. Well, these are tense moments, understandably so. In the next 40 minutes, we'll have a fair idea what happens to Salman Khan. Is it jail for him, or will his bail get extended? I want to once again hand it over to Ankit Tyagi for the latest updates coming in from the Bombay High Court. Ankit, what's our colleagues telling us who are right now inside? Vidya, my colleague, is inside the Bombay High Court, getting us the very latest as things develop.
Well, of course, Vidya and our team of reporters are inside, and they are sending us, flashes about what is happening inside. And let me very quickly take you through, Preeti, what the proceedings are looking like at. The court, as I told you, is completely packed. The hearing has begun, and Judge Tipse, in fact, told the defense to explain the case very briefly to him. So Amit Desai, the defense lawyer, he started with saying that I will very quickly tell you what has happened so that you can reach the conclusion that the sentence and the conviction can be suspended. Justice Tipse then, in fact, asked Amit Desai, when was 304 Part 2 was added to this case? Remember, 304 Part 2 is, culpable homicide not amounting to murder. That is what the entire problem in this case for Salman Khan was. On that, Desai replied that it was added in 2013. And Preeti, this in fact was the longest argument in this case. Throughout, the defense team in the lower court, in the magistrate court, argued that there is no need for 304 Part 2. Then it went up to Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court sent it back to the magistrate court, where 304 Part 2 was added. In fact, as of now, Desai has started with his arguments of the case. He has said that the only witness in this case is dead. So there is no need and there is no fear that Salman Khan would go out and he will in some way influence the witnesses. So the arguments of the defense have begun, and I can tell you that in the next 20 to 30 minutes we will know what the kind of the conclusion that Judge Tipse is going to draw after the prosecution also wraps up their argument.
All right, so the next 30 minutes we'd have a fair idea. Ankit, interesting. 304 Part 2, culpable homicide not amounting to murder, that has been applied in the case of Salman Khan, which as Kapil Sankla, he's a senior advocate at the Supreme Court, tells us that it's quite unprecedented, and that is the single point of argument in this case, isn't it?
It seems that the police revisited 304 Part 2 in Salman Khan matter, before which it was very rare, if not never, that 304 Part 2 was put in matters like these. And it seems that after this case, the police has been overindulgent in matters, in similar matters, in putting 304 Part 2 on accused. And interestingly, when this was put for the first time in this matter itself, the Bombay High Court, in its wisdom, had stated that probably it is not maintainable. And it was after that, when the state went to the Honorable Supreme Court, the Honorable Supreme Court stated, let the trial court decide. Now, what is important in this is that 304 Part 2 was put on the statement of Mr. Patil. Mr. Patil was the constable who was never cross-examined on this point. Right. And therefore, 304 Part 2 is even otherwise not maintainable when you talk about the inherent right of the defense to cross-examine a witness. Right. So, as far as that is concerned, 304 Part 2 should not be maintainable, and the arguments of the defense is very right on that point.
All right, and that is what they're linking it to Section 33 of the Evidence Act.
Absolutely. 33 is probably the argument of the public prosecutor, saying that even if the person is dead, but if his statement can be corroborated or even otherwise can be used in court. Now, the important part is that...
I'm sorry, Kapil, I'm going to come in. Section 33, 304 Part 2, it's a fair bit of legal jargon, especially for our viewers out there. Can you just simplify it for us?
Definitely. You see, 304 Part 2 is culpable homicide not amounting to murder, which basically says that if there was no intention to cause death, but you had the knowledge that by your conduct or your act you can cause death, 304 Part 2 will be applicable. Before Salman Khan matter, I don't remember any other matter where in rash and negligent driving of whatever nature, 304 Part 2 was put in. And as far as I remember, in the Nanda matter, in the Nanda matter, the trial court had put in 5 years against Nanda, but which was reduced to 2 years in appeal. So that is something very important. Again, that should be revisited here.
All right. So, Kapil, what we're getting is we're getting a quick update from the Bombay High Court. Ankit, it's over to you. What's the latest?
Well, as of now, the defense, of course, is going through their arguments, and what the defense lawyer has said, that the only sticking part in this case, the only section that is non-bailable is 304 Part 2. He said that for this, the ingredients needed are recklessness, prior knowledge that the action will lead to death and actual death. On this, the judge has asked for the main witness, Ravindra Patil's statement and the reasoning of the judge for conviction. So these two documents have been asked of the defense by the judge. He wants to go through the statement of the main witness, Ravindra Patil, who was in fact the police bodyguard, Preeti, who was accompanying Salman Khan on the night of 28th of September 2002 when the accident took place. He was the one who in fact came out and said that Salman Khan was drunk, he was behind the wheels, and despite the bodyguard telling him that he should not be driving at more than 90 kilometers per hour, Salman Khan did not pay any heed to his advice. So that was a crucial testimony that was given, and also the judge in the session court, D.W. Deshpande, also relied heavily on that. He said that Salman Khan knew that drunken driving could result into some sort of an action, so that is prior knowledge, and that is why 304 part 2 sticks in this case. So as of now, the judge is going through the statement of the main witness, that is Ravindra Patil, and also the arguments given by the session judge D.W. Deshpande for his conviction and the sentence in this case.
All right, Ankit, stay on with me. We're going to come back and get a quick reaction from Nisha Jamwal, columnist as well. We also have Sheikh Abdullah. He's been one of the victims of the 2002 hit and run. We have Kapil Sankla in the studio, and we'll continuously keep going back to our reporters on the ground because that is where the story is developing. Just about 20 minutes and we should know whether it's going to be jail or bail for Salman Khan. Quite a tense Friday, contrary to what Salman Khan has been used to earlier.